feel a chemistry. I won't let no one come and take your place. Cause the love you give, it can't be replaced.
I just want y'all to know that your girl Red broke the internet today. Okay? Period. Do you see what is going on here? Thank you so much to Yalova for sponsoring this video. They sent over the most beautiful water wave natural black wig, but you know, your girl had to go ahead and put a little color up in there, and Shawty made it red. It lifted so good, y'all. Y'all know I have to dye my hair. I'm not a natural black type of girl. That's not my groove. That's not my wave. But if you are looking to dye any type of hair, wigs, they are the great and the best company for you, okay? And this wig is super thick. It's like 20% density. It feels like it's my hair. Everybody and their mama was turning their necks trying to break it today, Christmas shopping, and I loved it, okay? As you can see, it has a gorgeous natural curl once you first get the wig, and then once you wash and condition it, it gives this super nice type of body to it. I really wanted to get a wavy type of texture so I can go ahead and put some curls in it, put my own body in it, and it can look the way I want it to. So again, thank you so much for Yalovo for sponsoring this video. I love you guys so much. And if you guys are wanting to step into the Christmas living room looking your best and feeling your best, go ahead and use my code RED with 2 D's. Don't forget the second D at checkout to get 20% off of your order. Again, thank you so much, Yalovo, for sponsoring this video. Now let's get into this story time. All right, y'all. So let's go ahead and get into, I guess it's technically a story time or whatever. We're just gonna explain it. So obviously while I'm doing it, we're going to be installing our wig, and you guys should have seen the sponsorship at the beginning of the video. So yeah, I got my notes and everything on here. So last night I've already prepped my wig cap. I used the wig cap that they provided in the box because I didn't have any other ones. Of course, for a seamless frontal install, you need to make sure you use a really good cap. I need to go invest in some more caps because this is literally all I have. Let me put my phone on Do Not Disturb because no, we don't have time for that. Don't need no hard, whatever. So, okay, this is the wig. If y'all can see it, y'all see all my wig heads back there. This is my wig. I went ahead and already colored her. I already put my foundation on it a little bit. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. So how did I even get into the Airbnb business? So I took a course from someone, and I'm gonna call her Rachel. I took a course from Rachel because she was talking about Airbnbs and how she has so many in her city and blah, 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 blah. And she was helping other people get Airbnbs. So I was like, you know what? Let me see if I can like just invest in something else. Cause y'all know I'm a serial entrepreneur, right? I'm gonna be using Erica J's Hold Me Down. Y'all see it? I really love the watermelon, but my watermelon is somewhere I can't find it. So we're gonna use the original one. Okay, so I ended up buying the replay that she had for one of her Airbnb courses. And I was like, okay, cool. And I watched it and I actually really liked it. Sorry, y'all. And I actually really liked it. So I was like, okay, bet she was gonna be having like another webinar, and I was like, and that one was gonna be live. And I was like, okay, cool, let me watch the second one just to see like what's up, blah, 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 blah. So I watched the second one, and I was instantly like, yes, this is something I want to do. It seemed like it's not going to be like difficult, and I want to invest in this, right? So then she had someone that she recommended. It was kind of like a cleaning person slash like person to help you set up the Airbnb. And I'm going to call her Ashley, right? So Rachel and Ashley, they were basically kind of like a duo, a team, but they didn't like work directly together. Rachel was the person that gave me the information, and Ashley was the one that was going to actually help me execute. Okay, so just getting that understanding. talking and doing this is actually way more difficult than I thought. So I ended up contacting Ashley and I was like, hey, I got your name from Rachel. I'm super interested in this, yada, yada, yada. She was like, okay, cool. It's going to be, I think you should save about this much for like your furniture and utilities and all this stuff, right? You know, like the rent, your first month rent, you know, the deposit, you know, of course she had a fee, all that type of stuff, right? Oh, I think I put too much glue down here. Yeah, there's a lot over there. So I'm like, okay, cool. So I was like, okay, let me save up this amount of much or see if I got this money. And I had the money sitting somewhere else. And I was like, okay, cool. Let me just go ahead and use that money for that, right? So instead of me blow drying, I'm gonna see if I can just fan it while I'm talking to y'all. So I'm like, okay, cool. I had the money, I had everything that I needed. So I decided to do it in Houston, Texas. As y'all may or may not know, I live in Tulsa, Oklahoma. I used to stay in Houston. That's where I went to college at. And I was like, okay, cool. Like, I know the area. I know that, blah, 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 blah. Fast forward to us setting up, why am I doing this? Fast forward to us setting up the Airbnb. So she helped me pick out furniture. She helped me do everything, right? Normally she does everything. People just pay her. She go do it all, but I'm just a super hands-on person. So I wanted to be there, blah, 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 blah. So we go to Houston. Of course, I went a month before. We were supposed to have everything set up the beginning of August. So we're supposed to have everything set up at the beginning of August. We're supposed to, she actually also lives in a completely another city as well. So she was flying in. She had multiple clients being in Houston at the time. And right, like a few days before my flight, she was like, hey, I actually caught COVID. And I was like, excuse me? She's like, yeah, I caught COVID. I won't be able to go, da, 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 da. We obviously have to reschedule, whatever. So we had to reschedule to the end of August. And it wasn't going to be necessarily too bad because my sister's birthday was at the end of August. I knew I was going to be going back to Houston anyway. But it still was just like the principle of now I have to figure out what to do for an entire month revenue-wise for this Airbnb because it was going to be at the beginning of the month, right? All right, so boom. So it's all dry. I'm gonna do a second layer. So now I'm in Houston. I decided to take a day trip because I needed to go still pick up my key. Like, you know, when you get an apartment, right? I need to go pick up my keys. Now, for anyone that wanted to know, no, the apartment did not know I was doing Airbnb. That apartment was under my name, my government name, whatever. I was just, you know, gonna do stuff under the table like everybody else and their mama do, right? So I still had to go pick up the keys because I'm quote unquote moving in. And I was like, okay, well, while I'm here, because I was gonna be there the whole day, I was like, while I'm here, I can go look for furniture or go buy bed sheets or something. Like, I was like, I don't know. So I ended up actually running around the entire city all day, every day. All day. I mean, all day, every day. All day. I went to go pick up bed sheets. I went to Ross. I went to Marshall's. I was in Dollar Tree. I was in Walmart. I went to a furniture store. Like, when I tell you, I basically got everything I needed. I basically got everything that I needed, right? All right, second layer. Let me spread this out a little bit more. Everything that I needed. And she was like, wow, you're doing a lot. Mind you, she normally does all this for her clients, right? But again, I was like, I'm here. This can save us some time when we come back later this month, blah, 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 right? Cool. So that was the first like hiccup in regards to having the Airbnb, was her having to, obviously it was health reasons, but she had to reschedule, da, da, da. So I was like, okay, I get everything, toilet paper, everything. Like, when I see I got everything, obviously, like, I didn't pick up the furniture, but I scheduled it for it to be delivered when we came back, blah, 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 blah. I took everything to that apartment and I put everything inside the living room of the apartment. So it was just in bags or in the bedroom or wherever. Like, you know, you go buy stuff or whatever, you just got bags and bags and bags of whatever. Cool. So this is the beginning of August. Tell me why during that entire month, right? I was coming back on like the 30th, right? And throughout that month, twice, there was 2 leaks in my building, specifically the people around my apartment. So the person that lived above me, they burst their own pipes because they were doing something they weren't supposed to be, and they burst their pipes. My entire ceiling was leaking. So that was one thing. Mind y'all, I live in Tulsa, Oklahoma. I don't live in Houston, right? So my pipes bursted, and then, or no, their pipes bursted, leaked in my apartment. And then the week before that happened, the person next to me pipes actually bursted and was leaking through. There was like water damage somewhere else. So not only was there water damage, that means they had to come paint. That means I don't know if my stuff got damaged or not, if it was flooding. Apparently there was like an inch of water. Now the floors that I had were like wood floors. There was like an inch of water inside the kitchen, living room area. All my bags that were in there got soaking wet. My toilet paper got soaking wet. It was molded, whole bunch of stuff, right? Girl, end up coming back at the end of August, celebrated my sister's birthday, cool. Came back in the August, realized where everything was. Like the maintenance people didn't move stuff around because I'm like, hey, I'm moving in, you know, like whatever. Y'all know I told you I was moving from here and whatever. So we both get there. Me and Ashley get there. I've been telling her this obviously too throughout this time, right? Like all this stuff is going on, blah, 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 blah. Okay, wait, let me put the wig on. It's dry as much as it's going to be. Sorry that I'm looking down, y'all. I don't have a mirror in front of me. So we get there and she's like, okay, cool. Is everything like good now? And I'm like, I mean, as good as it's gonna be, like whatever, right? So then that's when we started running around. We started running around getting like the extra stuff, like extra, like the decorations, more like furniture. Cause the type of bedroom I had, it was like a 1-bedroom, but it had like an office. It had like a studio office. And we wanted to decorate the office like an office. So we went to IKEA, all that stuff, those places, to go do that. So we running around for 2-3 days, however many days it was. We literally set up everything in 3 days. She helped me set up everything. Now, Ashley is good. If y'all are actually really interested in getting Airbnb, which I'm assuming if you watch this video and you still want to do it after this video, then please let me know and I can definitely recommend her to y'all. She does this in a lot of different cities. And if you are in one of her cities, like I said, I can definitely recommend her to you, whatever, right? Hold on, I'm trying to make sure this wig is on right. So I'm gonna spray this down with some Got To Be. Or I have some other spray. I have this one as well too. Bedhead. LaRasia Andrea recommended this like years ago, and I also been using it. If it will spray out. Oh, there we go. While that's melting or whatever. Y'all haven't put a wig on in like 5 months, so please bear with me. Okay, let's finish the story. While this is quote unquote melting in the skin. Okay, so set up everything was set up, right? Cool. So now let's actually get into the very first guest. Okay, so let me go to my notes because I got notes. Okay, so my very first guest, I had 2 young ladies. I had 2 women, and on my Airbnb listing, it said that no pets are allowed. All right. Now, again, Ashley helped me set up the entire place. She helped me automate it, like how to get the keys. I had a Ring camera. I had all of that. Even like I had everything. So I have a Ring camera. So they walk up and I literally see a big dog and a hamster cage. A hamster cage. What? So I messaged the person, let's just call them D. I messaged the person and I was like, hey, pets aren't allowed in this unit. I'm gonna have to charge you an extra fee, which it also states on there. The extra fee was like $500 that I said, but I ended up only charging them like $75. I was like, hey, there's an extra pet fee because pets aren't allowed here, yada, 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 blah, 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 blah. And she was like, okay, cool. So they was there like 3-4 days, right? So when you request extra money on Airbnb, the other person, the guest, has 72 hours to respond, to either give the money or to decline it, whatever, but they have 72 hours to respond. So she waited the entire 72 hours. There was no issues while they were there. They didn't need anything. Contacting them. I think there was like a really bad storm. I ended up messaging them like, hey, y'all all right? Never responded, whatever. So time comes, it's the day before checkout, or the day of checkout, can't fully remember, and she was like, hey, can you waive the pet fee?
Can I wait? No, y'all literally have 1.5, 2 pets in here. I literally saw the dog.
Mind you, the way that my apartment is set up, the Airbnb, I'm on the first floor. It's a huge unit, and I have 2 patios. They aren't gated. So I never saw them take the dog out, because they was most likely taking him out in the quote unquote back. Another thing I did not like that there was no type of security. We didn't have any Ring cameras back there at all either. Just did not like that. And that is going to be the reason for a lot of the stuff in this video. So I was like, no, can't waive it. She ended up paying it. I'm like, okay, cool. Like, why are you upset that you have to pay for your dog that's here? So the day of checkout comes. Again, Ashley has her own cleaning team. She has all of that. I don't have to worry about any of that. I just have to pay my fee. They clean it, yada, yada, yada. So my cleaning lady comes. Checkout is 11 a.m. She comes, she knocks on the door. They're like, yeah, we're about to get out. Boom, boom, bam. Why did they not leave? She continues to knock on the door. Maybe an hour later, she comes back. They decided to stay until 4 p.m. 4 p.m. It was getting to the point where Ashley was like, hey, I got people on standby to come get them out, yada, 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 whatever. But then they ended up leaving. So they ended up leaving with their dog and they cage and all. Like, I literally can see all of this on the camera. So I'm like, bro, what the heck? So I contact Airbnb. And I'm like, hey, they checked out late. They broke these rules, whatever. My cleaning lady ended up coming the next day and saw that the dog didn't chewed up the pillows on the couch. He didn't pulled up the wood, the baseboards on the floor. My kitchen table chairs were dirty. The place was a wreck. It looked like somebody came in there like a wrecking ball and just like bush, like everything. Trash was everywhere. They cooked spaghetti, left it in the pots, coffee everywhere. Just, it was disgusting. Bathroom, disgusting. Tissue, toilet paper, paper towels, everything just everywhere. Bedroom, a hot mess. Like, you would not think that 2 young ladies, because they looked like they was like my age, you would not think that 2 young ladies would not only live like this but treat somebody else's space like that. And I was just like, how can you go to someone else's space and just disrespect it like this and then not have any regard? Contacted Airbnb. Airbnb made them pay half of the late checkout fee that I requested, because I requested more money for them checking out late. They only let them pay half of it. And then I requested additional money for the extra cleaning. Airbnb did nothing. Did absolutely nothing. So I said, all right, chucked it up to the game. I'm like, first guest was super crazy. Of course, I'm telling Ashley about this because I have to tell her, keep her updated about check-ins and check-outs, because she's basically kind of like a property manager in a sense. And she's in contact with all the cleaning people. So I'm like, okay, cool, right? Girl, then I have guest number 2. And this was the cherry on top of everything, from getting there an entire month late, having to pay for an entire month of rent, two months of rent basically, to the flooding, to the dog, to whatever. This was just the straw that broke the camel's back. So I got guest number 2, right? It was a lady. Let's call her Diana. Diana was married. I don't know her husband's name, but she was married and she had 3 younger kids. One was like a baby, one was like 2, and the other girl, she looked like she was like maybe 7 or 8, right? So they check in, everything's cool. She checked in initially for like 2 or 3 days, and she's like, hey, well, they're originally from Florida. Don't know if any of this is true, because all she did was lie. So she said she was originally from Florida, and So it's like, okay, cool. They came down there initially for a funeral or something like that. Can't remember why. They drove down there. Now, 2-3 days in, she said that they got into a really bad car accident and that they totaled their car. I'm like, okay. So she was like, we have to extend days, but I've been scammed before and I turned my card off. So I'm gonna just keep requesting every single day. So like in Airbnb, like when you're a guest, you can request to stay additional days and your card on file is automatically going to be charged unless obviously it's turned off or if you don't have enough funds or whatever. So we would be going through that. Like she ended up staying like a week and a half. They ended up staying like a week and a half or something. But I'm like, okay, cool, right? Mind you, during this time, I'm actually on vacation. I'm actually on vacation out the country. So she was supposed to check out before I even left for vacation, but she ended up having this debacle and she did not end up checking out. So while I'm in Costa Rica, I'm literally trying to find Wi-Fi to message her and and blah, blah, blah. She's doing this every single day. Then it got to the point, she's like, I'm ready to go home. I don't really have any money. My grandmother's gonna help us book some flights back to Florida. She showed me a screenshot of some flights, but I think it was just like some Google screenshots, things like that. Mind you, I'm trying to enjoy my vacation, but I'm also trying to deal with her. So I feel like she thought that I was stupid. But I also, it's like I halfway was paying attention to the stuff she was sending me because I was legit in another country. Like I was legit in another country with barely any type of service whatsoever to even talk to her. So that was a part of all of that. So what else I got on here? So the grandma was gonna book the flights, but then they missed the flights. They was gonna get a rental car, but then the rental car charged them a certain amount. She couldn't pay this money and that money. So much stuff going on. But me with a good heart, I'm like, okay, cool. You can pay like this and do this and it was still through the app. I never took any payments outside the app because I just did not want to do that. I didn't, like the whole Cash App, PayPal. No, pay me through the app. We gonna request through the app. It is what it is. So then on the second to last day, she wasn't responding. Mind you, I don't know what's going on. She wasn't responding, and she was like, "I'm super sorry. Me and my oldest daughter was in the ER. I think we both got COVID and da 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 and a whole bunch of mess." And I'm like,
what? Y'all got COVID?
and she was like, yeah, we ended up testing positive and whatever. Girl, some mess, some hot mess. So I'm like, okay. And she was like, yeah, but we're leaving tomorrow, whatever. She's like, we're leaving tomorrow, da da da, whatever. Now, also, hear me out. During her stay, my ring light just so happened to die, right? You have to charge it like on the USB for it to like stay like obviously charged. Like it's not just gonna stay alive forever unless you got like one of them solar type ones. And baby, we already had the non-doorbell one. I wasn't about to get a solar panel thing. No. So they ended up checking out, right? I can't remember if I was back in the States yet or not. I can't fully remember. But they checked out. My cleaning lady went. Place destroyed. Like furniture disgusting, kitchen disgusting, things were just disgusting. Once she checked out, she changed her profile picture and never responded back to me. She still owed me like for 2 nights. She still owed me for like 2 nights, never responded. Never saw that money. Never saw the money for the 2 nights. It was, I can't remember how much it was. Maybe like $160 or something like that. Then, as my cleaning lady is cleaning, right? She sends a picture to Ashley because that's technically her boss. She sends a picture to Ashley. She was like, so there's no TV anymore? Y'all, they stole my TV. Mind you, the TV was like 42 inches. It's not like it was like no large like TV or nothing. It was super small. Okay, I'm about to cut the lace off. Let me cut the lace off before I finish talking. So, girl, they took the TV. They took both my air mattresses. Who else know what else they took? Like I said, place was disgusting. What else had it? Oh, also, they had to have been smoking. Like, not smoking like the trees. They had to been smoking tobacco. Because when I tell you, it was so stinchy in there. I had a guest come after them, which was my only good guest. They was only there for like a few days. My only good guest, they were like, hey, we tried to let up a window because of there's like smoke. My friend has like asthma, whatever. I ended up going to the Airbnb like a few weeks after that and realized that it legit smelled like somebody just got done smoking 5 minutes ago. Literally had just got done smoking, and mind you, they had been gone for some weeks. So that was a mess. And that was the last straw. Okay, so this is edited in red. I completely forgot about this story. So the reason why I had to go back to the Airbnb a few weeks later is because my leasing office called me. They was like, hey, Miss Taylor, like, we're a new property management. Like, they sold the apartments to another company, all this and that. And they were like, there's been like some issues going on your hallway. We would really love for you to come inside the office to talk to us about it, blah, 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 blah. Mind y'all know I don't live in the city. So I'm like, oh, okay, what's going on? Whatever. They was like, someone has been stealing packages on that hallway, and we're just trying to figure out what's going on, identify some faces, blah, 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 blah. So I'm like, okay, cool. I'm out of town right now with my family, but I'll be back in town next week. I'll come next week. She's like, okay, great. So obviously I had to book a flight to Houston to go in person to deal with this because they couldn't deal with it over the phone, because she slipped up and said that there was like Ring camera footage of the person. As soon as I hung up, I literally said it was them. Like, after the whole TV debacle, mind you, my TV was mounted on the wall. I didn't state that, but it was mounted on the wall. They mounted it from the wall, unplugged my cable, unplugged everything, and took it. So when she called me and said like, oh yeah, that someone was stealing, I'm like, it was them. So I called Ashley. I'm like, hey girl, I gotta go to Houston next week. I think it was them, She was like, girl, nah, it probably wasn't them. I'm like, I bet you it was them. End up going to Houston, going to the front office, and the property manager, whoever, was like, hey, I'm new, I don't know everybody's faces, but obviously looking at you, I can see that it wasn't you, whatever. And I'm like, okay, Kira, I gotta put my poker face on because I already know who it's gonna be, because I knew what the lady and her husband looked like because I had a Ring camera myself. So literally my next door neighbor, the people who pipes burst like the first time, they also have a Ring camera, and literally you see what I call her Diana. You see Diana walking by. So say this is the camera. This Diana. You see Diana walking by. She stops right here, comes back, takes the package from the door, and then walked to my Airbnb. Like, she literally was like, takes the box, like literally takes the box and go to my Airbnb. So I'm over here like, I laugh because I'm not gonna lie, like whether if I knew her or not, that was funny. I was like, wow, she really just took that package. That's all I could say. And she was like, yeah, like it's funny, but it's not funny. I was like, yeah, I'm super sorry for laughing. Like, it just caught me off guard because I wasn't expecting her to take it like that. So I'm also still trying to have this poker face on because I actually know who it is. So she was like, do you know who this is? And I was like, no, I've never seen them before. Like, I don't know who that is. Whatever. Then Diana had the nerve to come out of the apartment with not her husband, but all three of their kids going somewhere. They had like the baby car thing. What do you call it? A car seat thing. For the baby, all walking out after she just freaking napped the package. And she was like, yeah, the property manager was like, yeah, then she decided to walk out. The whole family walked out and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, yeah, I don't recognize him. I don't really have any friends with any children, so I don't really know how many, like, I'm just trying to ask questions to make sure it's not on me, because like whatever. Then she asked me again, she was like, what's your apartment number again? oh, we know that there used to be like corporate leasing on this hallway and blah, 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 blah. And I was like, yeah, I have no idea what that even is, whatever. Girl, I'm just lying through my teeth. And then I walked away out the office and I was like, I already knew I had my last straw, but this is the last straw on the last straw. I'm done with this. Like, I'm super done with this industry. Straw. When Ashley called me to tell me about that freaking TV, I literally told her, I said, I can't do this anymore. This is not for me. And she even told me, she was like, I've been doing this for years, literally been doing this for years, and I have never seen somebody go through what you have gone through, not only just by one person, but in this short amount of time. And she completely understood when I said that I couldn't do that no more. I was like, I completely understand, like, we have this relationship and we're cool, you know what I'm saying? I was like, I completely understand. I mean, she was like, I completely understand, whatever, just let me know what you need from me. So I now have to spend more money to go and break my lease there. I have to go break a lease, never broken a lease before. I have to spend money, break the lease. I have to figure out how to either sell all the furniture or something. Like, it's just a complete loss, like super complete loss. If anybody was to ask me, do they think they should do Airbnb? I would tell them to listen to my story, take it with a grain of salt, and then decide. Because the only thing that you cannot control when it comes to having an Airbnb is the guest. Everything else was good. All the automations was set up, the check-in process, the checkout process, the cleaning team, everything was good except for the people coming in there. That's the only thing I couldn't control. And I was like, bro, like, no, I don't want to do this. I'm already quote unquote stressed enough with my own actual businesses to be worried about something that I can't even go check on myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was just like, no, like, I'm not doing this. So I'm currently in the process. I actually have a trip planned in like 2 weeks to go to Houston to officially put my 60-day notice in. I have like 2 months to sell my furniture or do whatever with it. And yeah, so that is basically my Airbnb story. Again, 10 out of 10 would not recommend, but again, please take this as my experiences. I'm not telling you what to do with your investments or your money. I don't have any advice for anyone except for maybe like, if you want to do this, make sure that you have enough money just to take care of damages or rent or whatever. Also, throughout this entire time, I've had to help to pay the rent for that place. So I had to get money out of my own paycheck or my own account on top of whatever was given to me by the guests to still pay the rent. There was no profit. There was straight L's. I took straight L's back to back to back. There was no profit for this business for me. This is for me and this is my story. Okay, so that's basically it. Like I said, I'm getting ready to cancel that lease in a few weeks. And yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and finish installing this wig. I need to cut a little bit more lace like right here and clean it up a little bit and like cut my ears out.
It's not that I want you here. Yeah. It's something about the way you stare into my eyes. I know that I don't make things clear.
So that is my Airbnb story. If I have not already said it already, duh. Please look, y'all, take this information with a grain of salt. Again, this was my experience. Never again for me. If you follow me and you know me personally and we've had like many conversations about Airbnb, I'm like, wait, like I'm actually gonna like give like a whole story time about everything that happened. Look, sis, if you still decide to do it, that is up to you. Cool, I would be supportive of you. I'm just saying that me and for my household, I would never invest in that again. Like, I don't think I would ever do it again. Like, Airbnb is just not for me, and it's perfectly fine. It's okay. But if you guys decide to do it and you want to know the cleaning person that helped me, I would definitely send you her information. Now, Rachel, the person who webinars and stuff I watch, she does not offer that anymore, anything like that. So you won't be able to get that information, but I can still let you know everything that she told me what to do, how to automate things. Like, that is still super simple. Like I said, it wasn't getting the Airbnb. It wasn't the process. It was literally only the guest. It was the guest. So thank you again so much, Yalova, for sponsoring this video. Do y'all see the hair? Like, y'all, I have not had my hair done like for real in months, and I have always wanted hair like this. Now, of course, like I said, I curled this last night and I had it pinned up, and this is obviously going to fall. I'm looking at my viewfinder, sorry y'all. And I went ahead and layered it. So this is actually layered, like there are short pieces here and things like that. I have always wanted hair like this. I don't think y'all understand how excited I am. Let me stop messing it up. Okay. And again, I'm gonna put all of the wig details in the description box below. The reason why I got this type of wig is so I can curl it like this. I didn't want to get body wave or straight so it wouldn't like hold the curl. Let me turn around so y'all can see it a little bit more. Wait, hold on. So again, just talking about the lace. The lace was pretty normal. Again, I think it was my actual ball capping method that did it, but definitely make sure you have like some type of makeup, concealer, foundation to conceal your lace. I think I did pretty okay for not doing this for like 6 months, half a year. Again, thank you so much for sponsoring this video. If you guys have any questions about the Airbnb industry or anything like that, please leave a comment. Go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already. It's your girl Red. It's Red's World over here. I'm just super excited about the hair. Thank you guys so much. I love you, but of course God loves you more, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye.